Hello and welcome to a new series on Journeys Through the Radiant Citadel. This is episode 1 where I'm going to look at the world setting. It's just good to have new places to play, so that your players can venture out from the worlds into space through Spelljammer and maybe find themselves here, although there are ways to teleport there from the land areas. So let's just get on with it. So here is a picture of a marketplace. I know the first adventure takes place in a marketplace, but this could be throughout. I've only had a little brief glimpse so far of the first story. In the heart of the ethereal plane lies an ancient and mysterious city called the Radiant Citadel. Through tradition, cooperation, and ancestral magic, 15 civilizations are bound to this wondrous site. Journeys Through the Radiant Citadel is an anthology of exciting adventures that explore the cultures and myths of these realms. So yeah, there's a few stories, they're all like one-shots, but let's just see in a later video whether they all run on from each other. But, however, for now, from glittering night markets to undersea cities, from curse-afflicted villages to angel-ruled city-states, these adventures provide a pathway to never-before-seen lands and stories. The gates of the Radiant Citadel stand open, and a rich tapestry of stories is yours to explore. Against the unending mist and unseen terrors of the ethereal plane, the Radiant Citadel stands bright as a bastion of hope. It's a living relic of the ingenuity and collaboration of 27 great civilizations. Abandoned and lost for ages, the Citadel was resurrected from its slumber and reclaimed by descendants of those societies. Though some people remain missing, the city served as a nexus of diplomacy and trade, a repository of histories and secrets, and a thriving sanctuary for those seeking safety or a better life. The Radiant Citadel is a miracle of architecture, a floating city carved out of a single massive fossil that snakes around a colossal gemstone shard known as the Aural Diamond. The luminescence of the Aural Diamond is mirrored in the constellation of 15 structured-sized gemstones, the Concorde Jewels, which orbit the city and provide teleportation to the far-flung homes of the Citadel's founding civilizations. So immediately there's going to be a massive crystal and orbiting around are 15 teleportation crystals, if you like, doorways. In the haze of the ethereal plane, the Aural Diamond is a scintillating beacon visible from leagues away. The diamond itself seems to have moods, changing colour unpredictably, but it is always visible for wanderers lost and in need. Just beyond the city whirls a massive, ever-threatening, ethereal cyclone known as the Keening Gloom, a looming threat that's a grim reminder of the Citadel's precarious position. Alright, didn't know that. Heroes and paupers meet on equal footing in the Radiant City. By common agreement, power and resources equitably shared. Dignity is afforded to all, and great need is met with great aid. So, the features of this place. Well, let's have a quick look at the map. So there indeed is a huge shard going through, spiralling out areas of vegetation and rock. The Radiant Citadel is an extraplanar refuge known for its collaborative society and ecological beauty. Local traditions of oral storytelling preserve ancestral wisdom from many worlds. The majority of the Radiant Citadel's populace comes from the civilizations that govern the city. This makes the population an ethically diverse mix of humans, dragonborn, dwarves, elves, gnomes, and halflings, and every other race, it's pretty much saying. Common is the widely known language, among with dozens of other languages. Whatever you need, it's there. Noteworthy sights. The Radiant Citadel is a testament to a lost age of extraordinary magic and mythical beasts. The city rises from a gargantuan fossil. Every road and building has been carved from it. The Citadel is a place of beauty and wonder, with a vast array of vegetation and a multitude of sights and inhabitants. So yeah, the Aural Diamond. There is a House of Convalescence, the trade Discal, Court of Whispers. We'll get into this. The Aural Diamond itself is the heart of the Radiant Citadel, a massive gemstone of unfathomable power. Its life-giving magic runs through the entire city. The city's vegetation, water, light and unique artifices depend on the diamond. The Aural Diamond changes colour for unknown reasons, a bit like my backlight. Hey, do you like my backlight? It's pretty cool. Sometimes it holds a colour for an entire year, while other times it shifts twice in a single week. Rarely does it even ever repeat a colour. Some scholars believe each colour represents the birth of a new civilization somewhere in the multiverse, and repetition of a colour means the death of that civilization. Other scholars hypothesize the changing colours are a countdown to some unknown event. The Aural Diamond is indestructible. Whatever magic hollowed out the gemstone's centre and created the preserve of the ancestors is unknown. Okay, the Court of Whispers, we saw that on the map. The denizens of the Court of Whispers barter for current knowledge. Heralds, criers, bards and griots buy and sell information from the 15 founding civilizations active in the Citadel as well as other lands. Skilled scouts and spies can be hired for short-term reconnaissance or long-term infiltration. The court is a mixed outdoor-indoor space with quiet alcoves and open plazas, and plentiful work is available here for talented adventurers. The leaders of the Radiant Citadel are called the Speakers for the Ancestors, and they employ freelancers from the Court of Whispers to keep track of major concerns in their people's homelands, as well as potential threats to the Citadel, while the shield bearers of the Citadel seek information so they can identify crisis points where their operatives are needed. Even more citizens might hire folk from the court to find missing loved ones, locate lost family treasures, or gather information on rivals. Powerful organisations from across the plains send agents to the Court of Whispers to collect information and do business on their behalf. The House of Convalescence focuses the life-giving energy of the diamond, allowing for incredible feats of healing magic. So this would be a good place to take a trip and be healed, I guess, out of the material plane. Well, out of the land that you're playing in. This makes the House of Convalescence an oasis for the sick, the injured and the desperate. It also draws clerics and healers of many traditions. Most come to serve those in need, but some seek to understand the magical properties of the place itself. Now, magic is affected in the following ways inside the House of Convalescence. Raise dead, resurrection, revivify or true resurrection. When they are cast in the House of Convalescence, the diamond component material is never required. So you can literally cast resurrection for no apparent cost other than a spell slot. Hit point maximum, when creatures would normally roll 1 die or more to restore hit points with a spell, they instead use the highest number possible for each dice. For example, instead of restoring 2d6, you just restore 12. That is big, and I think players will actually take the mickey with that. Just the keening gloom, just beyond the light of the Citadel, rages the keening gloom, an ethereal cyclone. When explorers rediscover the Citadel, the keening gloom hungrily circled the city. Its endless howl struck terror in their hearts and engulfed several adventurers. After the heroes entered the city and reawakened its power, the cyclone was driven back. But in times of turmoil within the city, the cyclone ominously draws closer. While the preserve has little indigenous life, mostly birds and small mammals, a sect of druids frequently bring injured animals here to be healed and rehabilitated. The preserve is where the druids keep animals that can no longer survive in their natural habitats, creating a menagerie of rare creatures from across many worlds. So straight away we've got clerics coming here and druids. Encircling the diamond, the trade Discal is a massive marketplace designed so that the founding civilizations could trade on equitable terms. It serves the needs of cities and nations or major trading companies rather than individual sellers or producers, which is enforced by its high taxes and fees. Adventurers are sometimes hired to oversee the transport of commodities to and from the Citadel, or to negotiate on behalf of a major trading company or government. Beyond the Citadel drift the Concorde Jewels, which connect the city to its founding civilizations. Each jewel is a building-sized vessel, capable of holding hundreds of people and tons of goods. Though the jewels take a variety of shapes, their interiors are similar. A cylindrical core holds containers for goods, including livestock. Surrounding the core is seating for passengers. The Citadel employs official operators called clavigers to pilot the jewels. Interesting. Controlling a Concorde Jewel. At the jewel centre are controls for the structure. A creature adjacent to these controls that spends a minute manipulating them can make a DC 14 Arcana check. On a success, you can direct the Concorde Jewel to take one of these actions: land, embark, plane shift. When commanded to land, it automatically settles into a safe position, adjoining the Citadel, or on the surface of a material world. So it's like a lift. It's like an elevator. From this site, creatures can move back and forth between the jewel and the location. Sections of the exterior walls of the lowest 15 feet become immaterial and semi-transparent, allowing passages into and out of the jewel. Embark. A jewel that has landed moves away from the location. If a jewel is near the Citadel, it moves into an open, ethereal plane that orbits the city. Otherwise, it rises 600 feet off the ground and hovers. There's a lot of chat about law and lifestyle and taxation. I really don't care about it. I'd be so surprised if you cared. The keepers of wisdom from distant lands, the incarnates, are collections of spirits bound within gemstones. Each of the incarnates' component gemstones holds a spirit from the same land on the material plane. These might be nature spirits from a particular place, or the spirit of individuals who once dwelled there. Upon forming, an incarnate manifests a unique personality and identity. A gestalt of its constituents and their shared background. The greater the number of spirits that make up an incarnate, the broader and deeper both its personality and its knowledge are. Most incarnates are small, no more than a handful of gems in the shape of a plant or an animal. So, it looks like there are these spirits inside some coloured gems. Yes, we have all the different coloured gems, which civilization they represent. But wait, a grim anomaly, a dead dawn incarnate known as Sapphire Wyvern, disturbs the tranquility of the preserve of the ancestors. It lies inert, its gemstones blackened and cracked. Scholars believe it was the Dawn's incarnate of one of the Radiant Citadel's 12 lost civilizations, but all efforts to awaken it have failed. What happened to it and the 11 absent Dawn incarnates of the other founding civilizations? None know. Sholay is a legendary figure in the history of the Citadel. She was the first to speak for the ancestors, and is the only originator of that position to still hold the office. This is at least in part because she is a famed ancient black dragon. Oh, so here's on the material plane, there's something going down here. Fleeing disaster, a family discovers the base of a Concorde Jewel, a gateway to the Radiant Citadel. It links multitudes of worlds. The 15 lands presented in the book are the best known, but you can decide where else the jewels reach. So yeah, big diamond, it glows, it heals, it's in space, it's surrounded by jewels that link up to everywhere else. There's a governing body. You can make of that what you will if you really want to go deep into it, but I just don't know why you would. Unless these adventures do. But every story is meant to be a new surrounding, a new place to investigate. different, I hope. So yeah, I'm excited to actually look through an adventure, look through all the adventures. I think this is a good art to make you understand what it looks like on a 3D sort of level. Personally, I think I would do away with most of what we've just read about the hierarchy and such as that. But if I did get questions about how it worked, I have something to look back on. I think just looking at the pictures, you as a DM would have your own ideas, maybe films you've watched or books you've read, TV programmes, games you've played. Just get it fixed in your head, let your imagination go. This is seemingly a hub, and it's a place in and of itself, but I presume we're going to go through each of the jewels to go adventuring. I think we'll learn more about it through going through the adventures. So that's where I'll leave it. I'll say thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think of this setting so far. Have you played it? When you have played it, come back and let me know what you thought. And until then, I'll see you in the next video.